Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another Deep Dive Explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for an incredible investor's journey. We're going to unpack a comprehensive guide to navigating one of the most dynamic, high-potential markets on the planet. And we're looking at this through the lens of a vital strategic partner, Trade and Investment Bangladesh, or TNIB. So if you're a foreign investor looking to expand your footprint, grab your notepad because the insights here are exactly what you need.
All right, let's just dive right into it. I want you to imagine stepping into a booming, dynamic, new world of investment. Over the past 2 decades, Bangladesh hasn't just grown, it has absolutely surged. It's officially one of the fastest-growing economies in all of Asia. We're talking about a landscape that's rapidly transforming with massive industrialization, infrastructure booms, and digital commerce. So the question isn't really whether you're ready, but how exactly you plan to enter.
Just think about this staggering number for a second. 170 million. That is the sheer scale of the consumer base waiting in Bangladesh. We're looking at a rapidly expanding middle class, increasing urbanization, and seriously rising purchasing power. I mean, it is an absolute goldmine of an opportunity for consumer products, tech, healthcare, retail, the whole shebang. It's a domestic market size that honestly most countries can only dream of.
To capture that opportunity, here is our roadmap for your market entry. We'll cover 1, the opportunity and realities. 2, meeting your mentor, strategy. 3, accelerating setup through compliance. 4, finding local allies. And 5, proven cross-border success.
Section 1, the opportunity and realities.
Because, look, we have to face a stark reality right up front. While that gold mine we just talked about is very real, capital alone just isn't enough to cross the threshold. You can't just throw money at an emerging economy and expect immediate operational success, right? On one hand, you've got incredible strategic advantages, a globally competitive manufacturing base, a highly strategic geographic position right between South and Southeast Asia, and of course, that massive 170 million plus market. But on the flip side, you face serious entry complexities. You're navigating tricky local regulations, adapting to a totally unique business culture, and trying to manage unfamiliar supply chains. Foreign investors face a steep learning curve here, and those operational risks, well, they can drain your capital before you even open your doors.
Section 2, meeting your mentor. TNIB's strategy.
So how exactly do you bridge the gap between your capital and that operational reality? Well, think of TNIB as your essential guide and trusted strategic partner. It all starts with their market entry strategy, which is basically the carefully planned evaluation of market opportunities, target sectors, and the exact operational models required to successfully launch in a new country. See, TNIB doesn't just act as some bureaucratic middleman to register your business. They literally blueprint your entire operation. Their main goal is to completely reduce your uncertainties before a single dollar of your investment is actually spent.
They guide you through some highly structured steps to guarantee a safe market entry. Step 1, feasibility studies, just to ensure the math actually works out. Step 2 is competitor analysis, so you know exactly who you're up against in the local landscape. And finally, localization planning, which helps you adapt your product and brand to local consumer behavior. By systematically analyzing competitors and planning for localization, TNIB drastically reduces those operational risks we talked about earlier.
Ultimately, that market intelligence and competitor analysis form the ultimate blueprint for reducing operational risk. I really want to emphasize that this strategic groundwork is the exact reason why foreign companies choose TNIB in the first place. I mean, you can't just navigate unfamiliar industry dynamics blind. You absolutely need local market intelligence to dictate your strategic positioning, and that is precisely what TNIB provides.
Section 3, accelerating setup through compliance.
All right, so once your strategy is locked in, you have to face the regulatory trials of business setup, which, let's be real, in any emerging market can be incredibly daunting. But I love this concept they use, the compliance shield. Because no one expands globally because they love filling out paperwork, right? Think about this rapid-fire list of bureaucratic hurdles you'd face: company incorporation, branch or liaison office setup, VAT registration, trade licenses, import-export certificates. Doing all of this on your own as a foreigner is just a recipe for endless administrative delays. TNIB literally acts as a shield here. They handle this massive legal headache on your behalf so you don't get bogged down in the weeds.
Here's the dynamic at play. Common foreign investor challenges, like legal complications, administrative delays, and securing complex regulatory approvals, are directly neutralized by TNIB's specific solutions. They step in to ensure proper documentation, they facilitate fast-tracked registrations, and they meticulously prepare your memorandum and articles of association. They map directly to your biggest anxieties and solve them with targeted compliance solutions. Ensuring proper documentation minimizes delays and ensures absolute legal compliance. And the core benefit to you, the focused learner and investor, is accelerated operational readiness. By outsourcing all that red tape to TNIB, you get to keep your focus exactly where it belongs, on your growth, your strategy, and your product.
Section 4. Finding local allies. Okay, so you've got your strategy, you're legally compliant, now you need boots on the ground. Think about the incredibly diverse ecosystem of local allies TNIB can recruit for you. Dealers, distributors, importers, wholesalers, and sales agents. As a foreign company entering Bangladesh, you desperately need these reliable local networks. You simply cannot build nationwide distribution coverage from scratch without trusted partners who already know the terrain inside and out.
But TNIB doesn't just hand you a directory of names and wish you luck. They offer active matchmaking services. We're talking about identifying potential distributors, rigorously evaluating business partners, executing dedicated B2B matchmaking, and actually facilitating trade communication. They actively recruit, evaluate, and match you with commercial partners they deeply trust. It's really about establishing a commercial network that won't let you down when it counts.
Section 5. Proven cross-border success.
Now, it's one thing to talk about strategy and theory, but as an investor, you need real-world social proof. Listen to this quote from Mostafizur Rahman over at CanBiz Inc. in Canada. He says, TNIB's strategic insights significantly contributed to strengthening our engagement, a reliable partner for organizations seeking sustainable growth and cross-border collaboration. This is exactly the kind of international peer validation you want to see, right? It just proves TNIB's sheer competence in managing really complex cross-border business dynamics.
Because at the end of the day, TNIB is a business consultant by strategy, by commitment, and they truly aim to be a long-term partner in your sustainable growth. Their ultimate goal is your long-term expansion, not just making a quick buck off your initial setup fees. They want your investment to thrive in the Bangladeshi market for decades to come.
Which leaves us with a final, provocative thought. As you weigh the immense opportunities waiting in Asia's fastest-growing economy, ask yourself, will you navigate the complexities of Bangladesh alone or with a trusted strategic partner? Choosing the smartest, most efficient path is easily the first and arguably the most important investment decision you're going to make. Thank you for joining me on this Explainer Focus, learners. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next one.